That fifth round, like I found out who I was after that fifth round. I found out the depths I'm willing to go.
He's good everywhere.
How about
and
this?
He's a great guy.
The best.
He's a really great guy. He's got everything going for him.
Checks all the
Spectacular
boxes.
talent, great personality. He's fun. Also, I think a fight like that, where a guy like Adesanya just sort of starches you like that, that requires a reset.
Take your time, dude.
Yeah.
I love Whittaker. Take your time, man.
Well, you have something that Wonder Boy has that a few other people have in that you're a specialist.
So I could see him pacing back and forth like a caged animal, and the whole time, like he was the hunter. He was the hunted, and I was the hunter.
How about Stylebender versus Whittaker?
Yeah,
the all-oceanic fight.
I want to see how that goes down.
That's a great fight. You look at Whittaker, who's at 85. He's not huge. He's stocky, but he's not like huge.
He's like the perfect size, Whittaker, because he still can knock out anybody, but he's got awesome cardio and pace.
Strong, too.
He's strong. I mean, he's not as strong as Yoel Romero, but he's strong enough to hold him off. No one is.
Who is?
No one is.
Guy's a
You got to
freak.
get that Cuban gene pool to get that.
Dog.
You know what I'm saying? Like there's certain gene pools, like that fucking mountain from Game of Thrones. There's some gene pools out there, man.
I don't know what the odds would be. I would assume Whittaker's a slight favorite in that fight.
I would say so. Yeah, I would say,
Based off what Kelvin did?
Well, based off what Kelvin did, based off Whittaker's 2 fights with Yoel, he's been the only guy to hold Yoel off. Also, I think a fight like that, where a guy like Adesanya just sort of starches you like that, that requires a reset.
Take your time, dude.
Yeah.
I love Whittaker. Take your time, man.
But maybe not. I mean, maybe he knows better than us. I don't know. Listen, ultimately, I think it's good for everybody. I think that's that little feud between Izzy and John Jones. First of all, it elevates Izzy, because all these people that didn't know who he was, like, why is John Jones talking shit to? Oh, look at this motherfucker! Holy shit, he's good.
Bad.
And then they watch his fights and go, "This is why John Jones is talking shit to him, because he starched Robert Whittaker." Basically, at the end of the first round, the fight was over. I mean, Robert Whittaker was Fucksville, and then he stops
good
him
on
in
the
second.
mic,
dude.
And
He's good.
his social media, he's lighting
He's
him
good
up
everywhere.
there.
He's good everywhere.
How about
and
this?
He's a great guy.
The best.
He's a
I fucking
really
love him.
great guy. He's got everything going for him.
Checks all the
Spectacular
boxes.
talent, great personality. He's fun. I mean, he fights with as much skill as we've ever seen a striker. I mean, he's Anderson Silva 2.0. He really is, man. His striking's out of this fucking world, man.
But he has all the skills Anderson had, but he's amazing on the mic.
Yeah. Like, could you see Izzy as a heavyweight? I don't know if I could.
No.
He would be overblown. It would be too hard for him to deal with the really big guys.
They swear it's going to happen, though. Izzy loves it.
He's going to go up to heavyweight?
Yeah,
or
he's
John Jones?
Izzy's going to go up. Yeah.
He's going to go up to heavyweight?
He's down for what he's like. I don't care, man.
He doesn't care. Well, he's so good technically. I mean, who knows, man? Maybe he's doing specific kinds of training that keeps his body light, and maybe if he lifted weights, he would actually get better. Like, when you watch him fight, for a person like me who loves like intricate, high-level striking, setups and traps, he's the master.
Watching him against Costa was like watching a master chess player.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just pick apart an amateur. Yeah. Someone who's like a berserker. Because Costa's a berserker. He just likes to charge at you and pin you up against the cage and beat you up, which is fine if you stand there and trade with him. Mm-hmm. But Adesanya's like, not today, bitch.
Yeah.
I'm over here. Whack. And there's your leg again. Whack. And his leg was trashed early in that fight. Mm-hmm. But he looked like he had cup marks all over his legs at the beginning of the fight.
Yeah.
Like, he might have had some damage going into that fight, but I think there's also the psychological burden of competing against Adesanya was fucking with his head.
It was almost disappointing to see how, like, I guess your strategy is going to be different against Adesanya, but he was so like timid and just like not effective at all.
Some guys can keep it together up until the big one,
the
real big one. They get dwarfed by the moment in the big one. They can fight real good in the pretty big ones. But then there's something about that world title. There's something about Bruce Buffer standing in the middle of the octagon. Israel Adesanya! And you see Stylebender over there, and you're like, oh my God, this is really going down. I'm really about to fight Stylebender for the world title.
I think there was no crowd at that one, too, and he was still timid.
Wasn't no crowd?
I'm pretty
Was
sure.
that in Abu Dhabi?
Yeah.
Because when I was there, even my last fight, I feel like it's my first title defense, to be honest. Because I was waiting for something to change. I was waiting for that feeling that I had in Atlanta, but it never came. And within 3 days, I felt like I just defended the belt. Because technically, I was the champ as well. I was the champ. And if he had beat me, Here to go one of those rubies you put on this. So I'm looking for my ruby as well.
They get a ruby?
Yeah, like that's the thing. You don't get. You know how I used to get a new belt?
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't get a new belt.
They put a ruby in the plaque?
Yeah. So you collect like the infinity stones or whatever.
Oh,
yeah. So I got the soul stone.
Shit. Oh.
Yeah.
Well, you have something that Wonder Boy has that a few other people have in that you're a specialist. In that being a specialist, and obviously you have a full game. There's no way you get to where you are without a full game. But you are an elite striker.
Thank you.
And with that, that's a giant advantage because on the feet you are a step ahead of everybody.
Every fight starts standing on the
And
feet.
you see it with Whittaker because Whittaker's a great striker. He's a tough guy, but he had holes in his game that maybe he didn't even know he had.
Yeah.
But you could see.
You know what
that.
it was? I got in his head, and everyone like when I can see this kind of stuff, man. Before the fight, the press conference, when he was talking and acting all unbothered and stuff like that, and I was like, what? He's acting out of character. He put this meme up, right? And then people thought I was affected by the meme. But all that showed me was like, you've never talked shit or poked fun at anyone you're fighting, but somehow, suddenly you're poking fun at me. That's showing your first card, showing your first hand. And a lot of things he did throughout the like backtracking and whatnot, I was like, you're showing me your hand. You're acting out of character. Even my coach said the same thing. And I said, just do what got you to the dance. Don't try and talk shit with a guy who knows how to talk shit. I know he knows how to talk shit with his friends and shit like that, but not with me, the internet kid. It's different. Don't make memes against me. I'm a meme majesty. But like, yeah. So and then when he came to the cage, you know, so you saw me when I walked up. I stomped the yard, and I entered the cage. And when he came in, I could feel it. He was like, "Let's fucking go," you know, beating his chest. The thing he did, and he took about a minute and a bit before he looked me in the eyes. And I was looking at him the whole time. And he, like a cat, you corner even a chicken. Get one of your chickens, corner it like a rooster. It's dangerous. When you corner any kind of beast, they'll attack you at any point. So I could see him pacing back and forth like a caged animal, and the whole time, like he was the hunter, and I was the hunter. So I was watching him, and I could feel it, like, you're not really about this, and he's trying to hype himself. Let's go, and I could just smell that. And when I went in my stance, I started whoop whoop. Like this is something I was doing during sparring, like during my training camp. So it was just triggering this like muscle memory in my head. And I was just having fun. There's a point I looked at him, I kind of smiled like, got this. And I just knew from that point, man, I was honest. And the first round, I thought I lost the first round without the knockdown. Just like, I let him have it, but then I watched it back. I threw less strikes. I landed more. He threw more strikes and landed less. All I was doing was just, and me and Eugene talked about this, like, let the first round, the first half of the fight, let's see what he does. Just get all his attacks, make him show his hand, make him draw the attacks out of him. And I did that. And after I watched it again, I was like, yeah, without the knockdown, I still had the round.
I feel I've got a couple tricks I can roll out. I feel like I can play it differently this time.
It was a brilliant performance. And the knockdown at the end of the first round was essentially the end of the fight.
Yeah.
There was a bad knockdown. You could see when he went back to his corner, there's a moment where you see his eyes are just not quite there.
Where am I? Like even before the second round, he stood up. And when Kelvin rocked me, after I got rocked, my first time being rocked in the UFC, in the second round, I was like, all right, let's go, let's step it up. He was looking at the screen. Robert was looking at the screen like, what hit me? And I was like, hey, that's in the past. That's done. Focus on me right now. And he went. I was like, all right, then, let's go.
Yeah. When it was over,
Yeah.
when they stopped the fight, you raised your hand. What's that feeling like, knowing that you're the undisputed champ?
It felt like just my title defense, honestly.
Really?
Atlanta was the one where they put my hand up and I felt like, yes.
Why Atlanta? Why that? Because
That
the fight was so hard?
Yeah, I think because of the way the fight went, the back and forth, and then me, that fifth round, like I found out who I was after that fifth round. I found out the depths I'm willing to go.